Okay guys, it's time for me to admit that my home office is not the nicest office for doing podcasting in or to do YouTube videos in, but I'm working on it. And it starts with one thing at a time, because I'm cheap, man. I want to take things easily. I don't even know what I'm saying right now because I'm not using a teleprompter. But let me show you guys what I'm up to. Okay, so what I have here is I saw a few videos on YouTube about doing a DIY light. I don't know what the name of it is. Accent light, floodlight, whatever. And so I went out and I bought the stuff. Now the video says get a 14-inch diameter, 3-inch deep cake pan. What I ended up doing was getting a 16. I figured 16 inches, bigger than the 14, more light surface, obviously. I went ahead and bought the LED string, the AC power, and diffusion fabric. I bought the newer, I don't know how to say it, everyone says it. The newer fabric. I'll link the source in the description. Also bought an extension arm for the VESA desktop mount for monitors. I got that from DSLR Shooter. I've somewhat mimicked his setup. I'll show you that too. Welcome to my inner voice. This is the setup that I got from DSLR Shooter. I'll put a link in the description below, but this is his setup. It's an excellent setup. However, let's get to work. So the first thing I had to do was find out which end to start with, because on the adhesive strip, you don't want to start with the wrong end. So you want to start with the end with the two wires hanging off, the red and the black wire. And you just work your way around the pan, the bottom. It doesn't have to be perfect. It was a little difficult. If you take a look here, you can see me working my way around. Just keep pressing with your thumb in. Unless you've done this many times, it's actually kind of difficult to put an adhesive strip in a circle. Make sure you get the 16 by 3-inch pan. Look at the measurements here. So I finished putting the LED strip inside. Looks something like this. It's about, I guess it's 4 rows deep. It's not perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't think it has to be perfect. I'm not perfect. Using a cake pan isn't perfect, but it'll do the job. So you start anywhere toward the base. Where did I start? I started right here. So plug it in. Let's give it a look. So I plugged it in. This thing was super bright, as you can see. So the next thing I did, and you don't need to see a video of it, but I just took the cloth and I laid it over once, folded it over twice. It looked really good. I ended up attaching the cloth with some tape. Just some standard box tape, just to see how it would be. I later ended up using a little bungee cord to put it around this 16-inch diameter cake pan. And then I realized once I put this thing together, how am I going to attach this thing to the VESA monitor arm? I figured right now I would just kind of test to see how it looked against my face in a video. I couldn't see myself at the time, and then I remember that I was looking around and I had bought a little rig. It's called a small rig. Came in a little box. I recommend you guys get a few of these things for miscellaneous things you're going to be attaching. This used a 1/4 by 20, which is pretty standard. And here's a mini rig. So I took the small rig, attached it to the cake pan, and mounted it on the monitor stand. This is what it looks like. It's not really properly aimed. Okay, right now I have my window open. I have a light from IKEA right here, and I have the DIY pan light turned off, and this is the color that I get. Typically, I would use like a little bright light with my Joby, but the way it casts light, to me, on my skin tone, is imperfect. It's terrible. Now I'm going to turn the pan light on. This is what it looks like with the DIY LED cake pan. I don't remember exactly how much I spent for all the supplies. I know the single biggest item was the cake pan itself. I don't remember if it was 20 something, 30 something, even 40 something, but it is a 16-inch. Most of the DIYs on YouTube will tell you to get the 14-inch, but I figured a lot of the lights that I've seen, the more expensive ones, are a lot larger. So I figured, why not get the 16? 16 inches diameter, 3 inches deep. If you want to spend more money, you can get the 4-inch deep. Again, like I said, the total cost is like $60. I have no idea how this even looks right now because I'm using my iPhone to record. But your iPhone is a really good camera too. It doesn't give you that depth, obviously. I approach a lot of my projects with a budget in mind, efficient pricing in mind. It's the same thing when I modify my car. I spend the money where I need to spend the money, and for the rest of it, I try to get the best bang for your buck without getting too cheap. Sometimes I have to DIY fabricate stuff myself. The end result's really cool, but it's not about going out and spending the most money you can with whatever it is you do. It's about taking a smart approach. If I just had hundreds of dollars laying around, I just would have bought the expensive LED that a lot of people are using on their YouTube channels. But when I saw an opportunity to make a DIY one, I said, wow, that's a good idea. I'm gonna try it. Because to me, if I try it and it works out, then I've spent, what, 60 bucks. If it doesn't work out, then I spent 60 bucks figuring out that it doesn't work out. And you can still use a light as an accent light for other things. So go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you come back and watch more videos. I'm gonna try to post at least one video a week. So make sure you keep up. And every once in a while, I'll give you tips and tricks and unboxing and anything that I do that brings value to you that I'm utilizing in my personal space. I'm gonna share it because that's what this is all about. So let's do this. Let's grow this thing together. Talk to you next time.